My dear students, myself Mohan. Today I am going to teach class 6 chapter changes around us. We know that in our surrounding varieties of changes is taking place. You can see from the morning till night. So we are seeing variety kind of changes. Like you can see that in early morning the sunrise is taking place. That is also one kind of changes, right? And we can see that we are moving from one place to the another place. That means we are changing the position. That is also kind of changes. And you can see that varieties of changes, like if you're coming to the food, the cooking food, from the raw food to the cooked food, that is also changes. You can see unripe mangoes to the ripe mangoes, okay, unripe fruits to the ripe fruits. That is also kind of changes. That means if you want to count this countless number of changes we are seeing in our surroundings, okay, so today we are going to study about those changes. What is changes? So what are the different kind of changes is taking place in our surroundings? So let us we will going to understand that. So let us we will start with the class 6 NCERT science chapter changes around us. So let us we will move on to study about that. See that introduction. What do you mean by changes? The changes can occur everywhere at any time. Changes differ from each other. Example, burning of paper, melting of ice, etc. What do you mean by changes? Changes means transformation of something. Suppose if you transfer from one thing to the another thing, okay, so that is we can call it as changes. Suppose you can see that you can take a suppose if I have take a chalk paste, I kept it one place, so I will keep it on another, so that the transformation of position we can see that. So anything if you transfer, you can see the transformations from one thing to the another things, that we can call it as change. Okay, so that changes we can see in our surrounding in terms of position change, in terms of shape changes, in terms of color changes, in terms of texture changes. So many changes is taking place. So that means the changes is occurring in our surroundings. We are seeing huge varieties of changes. So now you can see that different types of changes you can see here. It's mentioning that reversible changes, irreversible changes, okay, so physical change, chemical change, okay, so many changes we can do that. That means what do you mean by changes? Changes means transformation of one thing to the another thing. So if you can see the transformation of one thing to the another thing is known as changes. So those changes is taking place in our surrounding, that is we can call it as changes in around us. Okay, so now you understood what do you mean by changes. Okay, next we will move on to that. So let us we will going to see that some common changes taking place in our surroundings in the nature. So what are the common changes? You can see the change in position. Okay, change in position means, example, you can take sunrise and sunset. So in early morning you can see that sun will becomes rises. In night time sunset is taking place. In the evening time around 6 o'clock, 6:30 or 7 o'clock, you can see the sunset. Next, second changes, change in color. See, change in color also we can see in the in our day-to-day life, like sky at daytimes, generally daytimes it will becomes huge bright, because due to the sunlight you can see that huge bright light, you can see that in the sky. And in night times it will becomes dark. That means the color also color changes also we can see in our surroundings. Next, third one, change in shape. Change in shape means shape of the moon. You can see in the night time the moon shape, every day it will changes. One day it will become circular, another day it will becomes spherical. That means half of that means you can see that of the moon. Okay, so different kinds of shapes of the moon you can see every day. Okay, and next, change in size. Change in size means you can germinating of seeds. Example, you can take germinating of seeds, like if you want to planting a moong, or if you are planting any of the seed, if you are putting into the soil, okay, and day by day you can see that the sizes will going to be changes of germination of seeds. Next, change in temperature. So obviously this change also we can feel that in our surroundings, especially in the morning times. Our temperatures, it will becomes very low. Okay, but when you comes to the afternoon, the temperature, it will becomes raised. That is also one kind of changes. And change in state of form, yes, of course, the state of matter. Suppose, see, in our surrounding, solid materials will be there, liquid materials will be there, gaseous material will be there. So we can see the changes. Suppose when you take ice cubes, keep it in outside, so ice cube is a solid, so due to the temperature, it converted into liquids. Again, if you slightly boil it, it will convert it into gas. That means you can convert that state of matter also from one state to the another state. That is also kind of changes. Next, rusting of iron, yes, of course, that is also changes. If you keep that iron material outside, if you are exposed iron material outside for 15 to 20 days, you can see that that iron is color will going to be changes, and slowly the material will loses its originality. So that means these are the common changes we are seeing every day. We are observing these changes in our surrounding. Okay, so next we will move on to that next slide. Yes, we can start with first reversible change. We'll start from reversible. What do you mean by reversible change? Reversible change means, suppose any changes if it is taking place, okay, and that particular change, if it is comes to the original position, okay. So let us will see here. Reversible change is an effect on a substance which can then be returned to its original state. Means any changes if it takes place, again that changes if comes to the original position, such kind of changes we can call it as reversible change. Example, you can take that water states of means you can take ice cube. So ice cube, you can keep it outside, you can take ice cube from the refrigerator, keep it outside, okay. So what will happens, that again that ice cube is converted into liquid, okay. So that means this you can take again that water, you can keep it in the refrigerator, again it will become a ice. So converting of ice cube into a water, again water into a ice cube, is a reversible change. Okay, so now we can hope so you understood. Reversible change means what? The changes, it can be reversed again. Such kind of we can call it as reversible changes. Example, melting of ice cube is a reversible change, and again that melted water, you can again convert it into ice cube. That's why it's a reversible change. So now we can see that irreversible change. What it means, irreversible change? If any changes, once if the changes occur, again you cannot convert it back into the same state or same position or same color or same size, and such kind of changes we can call it as irreversible change. An irreversible change is a change that you cannot undo. For example, if you burn a book, okay, suppose you can take a book and you can burn, and after burning the book you will get a black residue. From the black residue, again you cannot make into a book. Yes or no? You can see the in the slides the picture is showing that. So that is you can call it as irreversible change. So even if you carefully collect all the ashes and all the smoke and other gases that is produced by the fire, there is no possible way of processing these material to make them come back together. Okay, that means irreversible change means what? Once if the changes is occur, again you cannot change it back. Such kind of changes we can call it as irreversible changes. So burning of paper, burning of wood, burning of whatever, see anything if you are burning, so that undergoes irreversible changes. Once if you have burned something, you cannot get back to that same substance again. Okay, so burning is purely is irreversible changes. That means in our surrounding, whatever the changes, we can classify it into two simple ways. that is reversible change and irreversible change. So now we will going to see some examples of reversible change and irreversible change. Okay, so let us will going to see that reversible change and irreversible change. So look at here you can see that the physical change, I will coming to that later. So I will show that example of reversible change and irreversible changes examples later. So before going to that, now I will coming to that another way of classification of changes. We can classify the changes into physical change and chemical change. Now we will going to see what is physical change and what is chemical change. Physical change means what? Physical change is a change in which the substance changes form but keeps its same chemical compositions. What it means? It's the definition slightly to understand. If you want to understand the definitions, I will give that few example. Suppose physical change means what? Physical change means if a change takes place like a physical properties, if any physical properties are changed. Example, if the position is changes, suppose I will keep chalk piece at one place and that chalk piece I will keep it into the another place. So here only position is changes. Here chalk piece, it is not converted into a new substance. Okay, just I will keep chalk piece from one place to the another place. So that is a position is changed. The position will comes under the physical properties. So that means if physical change means if physical properties changes, if the physical properties undergoes into a changes, means physical properties means what? Suppose position, suppose shape is changes, size is changes, color is changes, physical state is changes. Okay, so state, color, size, okay, texture. Okay, so these changes we can call it as physical change, means physical properties. Physical properties means what? State, color, next shape, size. Okay, so these are the things we can call it as physical properties. Physical, so any physical properties undergoes changes, such changes we can call it as physical change. Suppose I am taking that folding of a paper. I will take paper and just I will fold. Okay, so folding of a paper is a physical change. Okay, so here there is no new substance or form. Okay, and suppose you can take means tearing of paper, and you can make paper into several pieces. Okay, so there is no new substance is formed. Okay, physical means physical change are those change there is no new substance are formed. Okay, such changes we can call it as physical change. Okay, here you can see that physical change is a change in which the substance changes form but keeps its same same chemical composition. Matlab means you can take the, suppose you can take that ice cream. Okay, you can see the picture itself, melting of ice. So melting of ice is physical change. Why? Because you can see that that ice cream, it will convert that solid state to the liquid state. So there is no new substance are formed. So that's why it's a physical change. Okay, you can see changes of state are considered as to be a physical change. A liquid water and ice both are the same substance of water. Okay, that means in physical change only state will change, only color will change, only position will change, only sizes will change. These kind of changes, there is no new substance are formed, just it will be in the same chemical composition. No chemical composition will going to be changed, no chemical changes is taking place. That's why we are considered as these are physical changes. Okay, now we can see that chemical changes. What do you mean by chemical changes? Chemical changes means if any changes which undergoes new substance are formed, such changes we can call it as chemical change. In physical change, no new substance are formed. In chemical change, a new substance are formed. Such changes we can call it as chemical change. Suppose you can see, suppose I will take a paper. Okay, so I will burning a paper. Okay, paper you are take, you are burning a paper. So now paper, after burning a paper, it will going to form a new substance. What is the new substance or form burning of paper? You will get a ash. Okay, so the paper ash you will get it. So for burning a paper you used heat energy, so you supplied a heat energy to the paper, so paper is burned with the presence of oxygen. Okay, and after burn it will converted that new substance, that black color residue, the black color ash, we can call it as new substance. Yes, so before it was a white paper, and after burning that it is combining with oxygen, it produces a smoke, it produces a ash. So that smoke and ash is the new substances. So burning of a paper is a new substance, burning of anything is a new substance, burning of a wood is a new substance. Burning, because while burning light is produces, smoke is produces, after burning that ash is produces, these all are new substance. You can see that before paper is totally different substance, after burning the paper is totally a different substance. Okay, so that's why any chemical change, new substance should be formed. You can see that in the picture itself, you can see cooking of an egg. Okay, first they are whenever they are making into an omelette, or if you are boiling. Okay, omelette, basically when you are making into an omelette, so the raw eggs, when you are putting into the utensils, okay, hot utensils, so that you can see that the raw egg is converted into a cooked food. Okay, so that means cooked food, we can call it as a new substance. Okay, because that after once if you cooked egg, you cannot come back into that normal position. So any chemical changes, once if it is taking place, you cannot reversible. So you can say that physical changes is reversible, but chemical changes are irreversible. Once chemical changes takes place, you cannot get it back the same substance. Okay, so that's why all chemical changes are irreversible change, but physical changes are reversible change. Suppose melting of wax or melting of ice, again that the liquid water, it can convert it into ice. So that's why physical changes are purely reversible, but chemical changes, once chemical changes takes place, you cannot get it back same things again. Okay, so hope so you understood what do you mean by physical change and what do you mean by chemical change. So physical change means if physical properties undergoes and no new substance are formed, such changes we can call it as physical change. What do you mean by chemical change? A chemical change means if a change occurs and that new substance are formed, such changes we can call it as chemical changes. Example, cooking of food, burning of paper, burning of wood. So these are the examples you can give for a chemical change. So we will going to see some interesting example of physical change and chemical change, and simultaneously we can see reversible changes as well as irreversible changes. So let us move to that example of physical changes and chemical changes, or else you can call it as reversible changes and irreversible changes. Okay, so now we are moving on to that some changes, example of changes. Okay, look at here. So melting of ice, already I told you, melting of ice you can call it as a reversible change. Why? Because once if the ice cube temperature is changes, the solid ice cube is converting into liquid. Okay, because due to that temperature is changes in the ice cube, that makes that converting that solid into a liquid. You know that temperature is one of the factor of changing the state from one state to the another state. Suppose you take ice cubes in the bowls, you start supplying the heat to the ice cubes. So what will happen after few minutes, the slowly that ice cubes will be converting into a liquid. Why it is converting solid into a liquid? Because you are supplying a heat. This heat energy makes to convert the solid ice cube into a liquid. Again that ice, if you take the liquid water, if you keep it in the refrigerator and that entire liquid water is converting into a ice cube. So the state of any matter is considered as a physical change. So melting of ice, you can call it as reversible, or else you can call it as physical change. You can call it as melting of ice into two different way. Either you can call it as a physical change, or else you can call it as reversible change. Okay, so now I will move on to that next example. Blowing of balloon. Blowing a balloon is purely physical change. Okay, blowing of a balloon is a purely physical change. Why? Because you can blow the balloon, the size of the balloon will be increases. When you are gone filling the air inside the balloon, the size will becomes increases. Again, if you release the air outside, the balloon will becomes to the normal shapes. So that means the blowing of balloon is purely a physical change, you can call it as, or else you can call it as reversible change. In this particular changes, and no new substance are formed, it's just the size, the shape is changes. The size and shape changes, we are call it as a physical change, or else we can call it as reversible changes. Okay, so hope so. Blowing of a balloon, we can call it as either reversible change, or else you can call it as physical change. So now move on to the next example. Yeah, you can see, look at here. So breaking a glass tube. Okay, so breaking a glass tube is also, I can call it as physical change, and it's a physical change, but it's not a reversible change. So don't think that all physical changes are reversible. No, it's not like that. All physical changes are not reversible. Example is glass, breaking of a glass. So breaking of a glass, it's only physical change, it's not reversible, because once the glass is break down into several pieces, again those several pieces you cannot take it and make it into a glass. Yes or no? So that's why it's a only physical change. Why it is not a chemical change means there is no new substance are formed. The glass, it will become pieces. That means the size of the glass, it will be changes, and the shape of the glass is changes. So that's why it is physical change. No new substance are formed. And also the breaking of glass is irreversible change. And don't think that all physical changes are reversible. Some certain physical changes are irreversible. Okay, and maximum are reversible, but some are irreversible. So but it's not a chemical change. Okay, hope so you will understand well about example of the physical change. So now I am moving on to that next example, boiling of water. So what about boiling of water? Whether boiling of water is a physical change or a chemical change? Yes, we can see that boiling of water is a purely physical change. So the question it is coming to our mind is, why boiling of water is a physical change? Why it is a physical change? You can see boiling of water is a physical change as well as it is reversible change. So why I am saying that it's a physical change and also it's a reversible change is, you can take a water, you can supply the heat to the water. So what will happen if you are supplying a water to that, continuously you are supplying heat to the water. So after receiving heat, the water will slowly it will converting the liquid water into gaseous water vapor. So that the liquid water is converting into water vapor. Here also the water remains same, but the liquid state is converting into a gaseous state. So here there is no new substance is formed, and that's why it is purely physical change. And you can also call it as it's a reversible change. Boiling of water, why it is a reversible change is, once if you are converted the boiling water, the liquid, into a water vapor, so that water vapor again if you cool the water vapor, again it will convert it into a liquid. So that's why a boiling of water is a physical change as well as it is reversible change. Okay, So now we can move on to the next example of changes. Yeah, now we will going to discuss about some chemical changes. That means chemical changes means what? A chemical changes means that new substance are formed. Okay, any changes which undergoes the new substance are formed, such changes we can call it as chemical change. Example, baking. Okay, baking cake. So baking cake, you can see the cake. So cake are made from that lots of raw materials. The raw materials are baked, so that new substance are formed from the raw material. The new substance are formed like cake. So that this is purely a chemical change, because the taste will going to be changed, and that matter of original matter is totally changed into a new substance. Okay, so baking of cake, baking of anything, cooking of food is also a physical change. Sorry, it's a chemical change. Okay, but you can also call it as baking cake. You can also call it as irreversible change, because once if you are making into a cake, you cannot get back, you cannot get back to normal raw materials again. So that's why it is one thing, it's a chemical change, and second thing, it's irreversible change. So now I'm going to take that next example. Yeah, cooking of an egg. So look at here, cooking of an egg is also, we can call it as a chemical change. Why? Because it is converting that raw egg into a boiled egg, or the raw egg into a converting into a omelette. Okay, so then we can call it as the new substance are formed, because the taste will going to be changed. Okay, and also you can say that it is irreversible change. Once if it is formed into a raw egg into an omelette, again you cannot get it back into the eggs. So that's why a cooking of an egg, either you are going to a boiled egg, either you can the fried eggs, or else you can you make into a omelette. It's purely chemical change, as well as it is irreversible change. So now we can move to that next examples. Okay, please, you can think not only whatever I am showing, that you can please simultaneously apply your concept or apply your knowledge to your surrounding, and try to identify, try to classify the changes into physical change or else chemical change. Otherwise you can kindly means make the classification into reversible changes or else irreversible changes. Okay, now we can move on to that next example. You can see that blooming of a flower. The blooming of a flower, I can say that it's a reversible change, as well as it's a chemical change. Why? Because day by day that the flower, okay, the bud starts to opening of the flower, and it's, you can see that the beautification of the flower, you can see from the bud, the transformation of bud to the flower. It's purely irreversible change, as well as it is chemical change. Okay, so understood. Next I will move on to that next example. Yes, you can see that ripening of fruit. You can take that here, you can see that beautiful fruits, you can see here, you can see the grapes. Okay, and you can see that different colors, you can see that here. So basically what will happens, you can see that mango or grapes or whatever the fruit you can take. So basically in the raw fruits it will become sour in taste. Most of the raw fruits are sour in taste. It's, you can say that tasteless, you will get it from the raw fruits. But basically those raw fruits, if you are keeping for few days in outside, the raw fruits is slowly converting into ripened fruits. So converting of raw fruits into a ripened fruits, we can say that it's a chemical change, as well as it is irreversible change. And once if it is converted that raw fruits into a ripened fruits, the ripened fruits, it will become so tasty, and you can enjoy that, you can identify the difference in the raw fruits. Basically it will becomes sour in taste. Once if that ripen, and the taste of the fruits will become sweet, and it will become so delicious to have it that. Okay, so ripening of any fruits we are consider as a chemical change. Okay, otherwise you can call it as irreversible change. Okay, now we can move on to that next example. Yeah, crushing a can. Yes, okay, you can say that crushing of a can, you can call it as physical change. Why it is a physical change is it's just shape is changed, nothing else was changed here, only the shape is changed, and that's why I will consider the crushing a can is a physical change. Again, you can bring back to the normal position, you can also call it as reversible changes. Okay, you can also call it as reversible changes. So now I will move on to that next example of change, that is tearing of paper. So tearing of paper is a purely irreversible change. Once if you are tear the paper, you cannot make into a normal paper, and also it's a purely physical change because it's no new substance are formed. Okay, tearing of paper, tearing of cloths, tearing of anything is considered as irreversible change, because once if it is teared you cannot make back into the same shapes or same size, so it's not possible. That's why tearing of paper we are considered as irreversible change, and also tearing of paper is physical change because no new substance are formed. Okay, now we can move on to that some more examples. So hope so. That means you already studied about many example of reversible change and irreversible change, and also you understand about that physical change and chemical change. Okay, so now we can move on to that next. So next concept is you can see in our surrounding, you can also see in a different kind of changes, that is expansion and contraction. So what is this expansion, what is this contraction? So let us, we will going to see that what do you mean by expansion and what do you mean by contraction. Expansion means, suppose you take an iron rod. In the iron rod, if you are continuously, if you are supplying heat, and after that if you are beaten harder to that iron rod, the size of the shape of the iron rod will be increases. Yes or no? So if you are supplying the heat continuously to the metal size will become increases. Okay, so this process we can call it as expansion. Okay, and see, some materials expand on heating and some materials contract on cooling. Matlab means if you are increasing the heat to the material, so expansion is taking place, and if you are cooling to the material, contraction is taking place. So in you might have observed these things in summertime. In especially summertime, you can see that door is, it will become so tight you cannot close it properly. So why you can see that, why that in the summer times that that metal metal door, it will become so tight, because in summer times generally the heat is absorbed by the metal and it gets expand, so that's why it's not easily locked, easily you cannot close the door because due to expansion. Suppose in winter time you can see that contraction, that means that slowly that metals are gets contracted. Okay, why? Because metals gets contracted because due to that in cold, due to that cooling effect, the materials will gets contract. So expansion and contraction is takes place due to that change in temperature of the material. Okay, if you are increasing the temperature to the any material, expansion is taking place. If you are decreasing or temperature of any material, contraction is taking place. Okay, hope so you understand well about that expansion and contractions. So now you can see that the amount of expansions differ in solid, liquid, okay, and physical change and physical changes and gases. So what it means, the amount of expansion differ. That means expansion, it will vary from solid, liquid and gas. Yes, of course, this is true. In solid, expansion is not easily takes place, it take huge time. And liquid, it if it is convert the solid into a liquid, it needs some energy to convert. And for converting liquid into gas, it's require more energy to convert. And if it is again coming cooling back from gas to liquid, it's require some cooling effect. So that means the state of matter is, you can call it as, their expansion and contraction is taking place. Solid material contract the least and gaseous material contract the most. Okay, that also you can see that. Next, so what are the reason for changes in our surrounding? See, in our surrounding, why these changes are taking place? See, there are many reasons for changes is taking place. Basically, why in our surrounding changes is taking place? One is force, another temperature. Due to when you are applying force onto any object, you can see the changes is taking place. Maybe the size will be going to be changed, shape will going to be changed, okay, or whatever. So that means force is one of the important factor for changing in our surroundings. And second one is temperature. That means if your temperature also, if it is vary, there also you can see the new changes is taking place. Okay, so by acting force onto the material in our surroundings, that makes the changes. And second, by temperature also, the influence to the changes is taking place. Okay, next. Yeah, so look at here you can see that chart is there. Okay, a simple concept map is here. So you can see that the chapter is changes around us. In this chapter you can see that, look at here, in what ways we can do the changes. So first you can see that changes around us means based on speed. So based on speed you can also do the changes. So I will going to mark. So based on, see, so based on speed, you can change into fast changes and slow changes. Yes, in our surrounding, many fast changes is taking place as well as many slow changes is taking place. Fast changes means what? See, in the morning, sunrise from morning to till evening, that continuously changes is taking place. Okay, that it comes under the fast changes. Slow changes means what? Slow changes means rusting of iron. See, rusting of iron, if you want to keep the iron materials outside, it takes you means comes it takes at least minimum 15 to 20 days it takes for the rusting is taking place, means the color of the iron is changes. So rusting of iron is will be slow changes. Now I will move on to that. Next, on basis of reversibility. Okay, on basis of reversible, okay, on basis of reversible, you can see that reversibility, reversible change and irreversible change. Okay, sorry. So on basis of reversibility, we can change into reversible change and irreversible change. Already we have seen what is reversible change and irreversible change. Reversible changes means if any changes is taking place, that will be reversed again. Such changes we can call it as reversible change. Irreversible changes means what? Certain changes which is cannot be reversed. Okay, like unripe mangoes to ripen mango, unripe fruits to ripen fruits, that is irreversible change. Okay, next, you can also call it as changes into based on uses. Means desirable change and undesirable change. So desirable change and undesirable. Desirable changes means if you know the changes, okay, you made the changes, that changes we can call it as desirable change. Okay, undesirable change means the changes which occur by its own. So such changes we can call it as undesirable change. Now you can come to that based on the time interval. So based on the time interval, you can also tell that changes into periodic changes and non-periodic changes. So what is this periodic changes and non-periodic changes? Periodic changes means what? That means time to time if exact between proper time interval, if any changes is taking place, that is periodic changes. So when you are coming to the 7th class, I will going to teach you in a detailed way. You will going to learn the periodic changes in later. Okay, so that means at different interval of times, if any changes is taking place, such changes we can call it as periodic changes. Example, you can see that sunset and sunrise is a periodic time. Every day it will be sunset is taking place, sunrise is taking place. So that is periodic changes. It will go continuously. And you can see that in wall clock, the seconds are continuously rotating. So that is periodic changes. So non-periodic changes means what? Once if the changes is occurred, it's not different interval time, it is not going to take place again. Such changes we can call it as non-periodic changes. So non-periodic changes means, example you can give like a tearing of paper. Once if we tear the paper, okay, so again and again we cannot do that. It's non-period. Once if it is takes place, that's it. Okay, so hope so you understood about based on the time interval. You also studied about periodic and non-periodic. Next, based on energy. So energy wise also you can call it as changes, that is endothermic and exothermic. Endothermic changes and exothermic changes means during any changes, if heat is releases outside, during any changes, if heat is releases outside, such changes we can call it as exothermic changes. Suppose burning of wood, when burning of wood it releases energy outside, so that is exothermic changes. So endothermic changes means what? During changes it absorbs surrounding heat energy and it will carry out the new changes. Such changes we can call it as endothermic. Endo means inside, exo means outside. During any changes, if heat is liberated to outside, and such changes we can call it as exothermic changes. So during any changes, heat is absorbed, and such changes we can call it as endothermic changes. Hope so you understood the classification of changes. Now we will move on to the next. Okay, so now I am going to move on to the next one. Next one is okay. Now I will move on to that next one. Oh, sorry for that. So look at here. So you can see that next one, changes around us. That means you can see this image, it will gives clear indication that how that the size, you can see that when you are growing of your height, okay, from that childhood to adult, you can see that from childhood to the adult, how that beautiful changes, you can see that. So this is our growth also you can call it as irreversible change. We cannot once if you are become a adult, you cannot become a baby again. Okay, so this is, you can call it as irreversible change, you can call it as. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video, and we cover up that all the changes which are takes place in our surrounding. We understand that what is changes, and also we understood that classification of changes into reversible change and irreversible change, and also we understand that physical change and chemical change. So now what you have to do, so now you have to please go through that workbook. I have given that, please kindly solve that workbook based on this, and also please refer my study material. So in that in details way informations will be there. Still if you have any queries or anything, you can ask to me. Okay, thank you so much.